What's up, everyone, and welcome back to UA Anime Club, the weekly podcast where we discuss the newest seasons of My Hero Academia as it comes out week to week. I'm your host, Seth, and as always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Micah and Poyo.
What's up?
Hey!
But we're also joined by a special guest today. He's been on the show before. Give it up for TrevZed.
You could not rid me so easily. I've returned to discuss my favorite thing.
I can left-click your name on the Discord call, and I can just hit disconnect, and I'd be rid of you.
But don't do that, though. But I want to talk about the episode.
No!
So, we are going to be reviewing not one, not even two, but 3 episodes of MHA this session. And I'll tell you why. We're actually, it's 129 to 131. And I'll tell you why we're doing 3. Because I am very dumb. And last time we tried to record an episode, we were going to review 129 just by itself. We put it in the Audacity, this 2-hour long discussion where we had like extensive thoughts about many things. Some really good discussion. Put my audio cleanup filters on it, shipped it out into the wild that is YouTube. I watched the video back, and I noticed that my audio was skipping like a scratched DVD. So today's episode will not only be our review of episode 29, but there were also 2 more episodes that came out afterward. So this will be our not 1 or 2, but 3 episode reviews of 129, 130, and 131. And I think it actually works pretty well this way because they all sort of flow into each other, and it works. And plus, we'll have Trev here to give us some extra commentary that might have been there.
In the extra, the DLC human, me. I can make it better. Deluxe edition.
DLC human. Oh, speaking of DLC, before we get into it, if you still play My Hero One's Justice 2 on Switch or PlayStation, I don't know if you do. I don't know if anyone plays that game. They just released new content for it of a new skin for Shigaraki and a new Deku skin that looks like the one in the new opening.
If you play it, I'm sorry. Go play like Guilty Gear Strive or something.
Yeah.
Fighters, and
Yeah.
Literally anything else. I don't know, tic-tac-toe, anything.
We got a lot of episodes to talk about. I don't want to waste any more time.
Let's get right into the video.
Let's get right into it. We'll start with episode 129. And this episode is inappropriately titled The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2.
Yeah, most of this episode is about Hawks. Literally not even the last half, like a quarter of the episode is about fucking...
As much as he wants to be part of the Todoroki family, he is not. So this is a lie.
I think he should find other families to be a part of.
No, he didn't know.
I don't think he wants to be a part of this one.
Well, he hasn't seen the next episode yet. He was living in bliss.
In a cartoon.
The episode begins with Hawks' childhood. And we learn that he is the son of like a small-time villain who's like on the run from the heroes because he murdered someone over like a very small amount of money. He lives with his mom as well, who's just like this really broken and beaten, very depressed lady. And the place they live in is a shithole.
It looks like shit.
There's like drywall and trash all over the floor. And the boards and the floor are coming up. And all Hawks pretty much does all day is sit in front of the TV. He watches broadcasts. There's one where like Endeavor is fighting like a giant chibi elephant guy.
He kills the elephant.
He also watches the debut Return to Japan video of All Might. I didn't actually bring this up in the last version of the discussion because I didn't know it. But the person he's rescuing is the father of the camera quirk guy from the season 4 filler episode.
Yes.
Mr. Tokuda.
Yeah, whatever his name was. They sort of tie it into the main, like that filler episode, the main story, which is really cool. But despite Hawks watching these heroes on TV, he doesn't really process that this is anything real. This is, I will never encounter, I'm just going to watch them on TV. I'm going to just lie in wait at home and hope I grow up and don't become like my parents. That's just it. He's just sort of existing in this horribly abusive household.
The third pillar of the daddy issues trilogy of My Hero Academia.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
One day Hawks goes out into the city and he comes back and the dad is super pissed off and he's like putting his hands on him and he's like pushing him down to the ground and yelling at him about, did you rat me out? Why are you going into the city? This and that. Hawks just tells him that he has this tingling sensation in his wings that he feels he needs to go out there and do something. Because like there's the possibility of maybe he's sensing like people are getting hurt or whatever. That part of the little story ends and it cuts to a little flash forward in the flashback where Hawks comes home and his mom, who has like these like eyes floating near her.
Which is a really cool way to explain Fierce Wings' like tracking ability, how it's the combination of like the normal feathers and then the eyeballs. And that's what made
Yeah.
Fierce Wings. That's so dope.
That's what we were talking about last time, where we were like trying to figure out if that like kind of translated to how he can like sense things, because we don't really know exactly what her quirk is, but I'm gonna assume it has something to do with like being able to see or sense things.
Very creative combination using that.
And she tells baby Hawks that the hero Endeavor found his father and arrested him. And Hawks in that moment, like it clicks with him that heroes are not just people on TV or on the news. They are real and they are just as much a part of his life as they are behind the screen. And he looks at his Endeavor plushie that he has and it starts to shine in his eyes. And he realizes, in a good parallel to the opening lines of the whole show, fiction became reality. But because there's no longer anyone in, there's no protection of not having the police know their identity. Hawks and his mom have to go on the run, and they're like in a subway, and the Public Safety Commission comes in because they took notice of Hawks's little escapades in the city. Because one day he stopped like a horrible car accident and saved like everyone in it, and they said, "Okay, we like your quirk. We're gonna make you a really special type of hero, and in doing so, we are going to erase you and your mother's history with your father, and pretty much let you start over a completely new life." And that's how Hawks sort of got in with the Public Safety Commission. And that is really sus that they want a small child who's probably older than 7 or 8
Yeah.
to be a assassin secret agent hero.
Right.
Definitely the first time this has happened.
Definitely.
This is a special case.
But after that, we cut back to Best Jeanist and Hawks in the Batmobile, is what I'm gonna call it, because it looks exactly like the Batmobile.
The Gene Mobile.
The Gene Mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah.
The BJ Mobile.
The BJ.
Okay.
Denim, 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 denim.
Denim.
God.
Hawks is woken up by Best Jeanist and he's like, "Yo, are you dead or are you just sleeping?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I dozed off." And then Best Jeanist is like, "It's a miracle, honestly, that the both of us are alive because of the Central Hospital's technology. Dobby could have easily murdered you. Our whole entire plan to get in with the League and the Paranormal Liberation Front was because of the hospital's technology." And how they explain how Best Jeanist is alive is something that I forgot about. And it just gave me more questions when I remembered what it was.
And this time in the anime adaptation, we like fully got to see it like head on with like the tube in the Nomu facility and all that.
Because
like,
what they explain
Whoa.
what they explain is the Central Hospital, which is where the heroes have been recovering for a while. They have this procedure that was inspired by the Nomu technology to put people into death-like states. And so they did that to Best Jeanist so that Hawks can stuff him in a body bag so that he can show Dobby that he killed the real Best Jeanist, like it's the real body, to get in with the League. And then coincidentally, mind you, Dobby is like, "Okay, let's put him in like a Nomu tube." And then after that, when the war started, Hawks broke him out. But how lucky is Best Jeanist that Dobby decided to preserve his body?
He could have easily been like, let's just throw him out.
He could have burned him. He's like, okay, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah.
Hawks is
Burn
like,
the body.
So many things could have gone wrong.
So many things could have gone wrong.
I
But
didn't account that the serial killer might try to like double kill the dead body.
Yeah. Oh shit.
he's dead. I'll kill him again.
that kind of makes Dobby feel a little stupid. I feel like he would have made it like I feel like he would have wanted to do a double tap.
Yeah.
Let me make sure it's charred, and then
Yeah.
we can talk.
Just to be silly. Yeah, let me just like cut this dude up a little bit.
Just a silly little quirky corpse.
So like, let's get rid of the evidence and kill him for real.
Yeah, I don't need him there.
He's like, what? I mean, we don't have to do all of that. Like,
Wait.
Maybe he wanted to preserve his body because they could use his quirk for
Yeah.
like a new Nomu or something.
Most like,
But I don't really think Dobby is the type to like care about Nomu production or anything like that.
yeah.
Unless maybe it was a Nomu meant to kill Endeavor.
Or it was just like part of his like grand dream plan that he.
Maybe, but I don't see how it could be included in like the video.
Yeah. It worked out.
It worked out, I guess, and that's all that really matters in the end. I just think it's a little coincidental. Then they stop talking because Best Jeanist like yanks the steering wheel, and Hawks is like, "Whoa, what the hell? What's going on?" And he's like, "There's what does he say?" He's like, "There's like frayed jeans on the horizon or whatever."
he says some gay shit like that. I don't
Some
fucking know.
gay shit. So like there's like these like small time crooks kind of just patrolling this the city, like causing some mischief, and Best Jeanist stops them. And as they're thanking Best Jeanist, he's like, "Yo, where are the police and local heroes?" And it turns out that the police are kind of busy with all of the escaped prisoners.
10,000 villains that like escaped, no big deal.
Yeah, whatever. And the heroes of the area, they quit. They just didn't
Yeah.
want to be heroes anymore because they got criticized once and they fucking died.
Yeah, people's hope and heroes are starting to plummet, and also just the climate of everything. A lot of people are just kind of like, yeah, I can't do this anymore.
I'm assuming that a lot of heroes might not even be like full time.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's just like on the side, like call them in.
Yeah. Or like, like you have like a job at like some place during the week, and then during the weekend, you go out and be a hero for like some extra cash. That could be a possibility of like what people do. So like them quitting, like a lot of like those types of heroes I feel would make sense to quit in this sort of horrible situation.
So now we got the number 2 and number 3 dealing with a glutton god,
Yeah.
a villain they would never have faced if we had enough heroes.
I can look past the like smaller time heroes maybe quitting because it might be too big a situation for them to handle.
But
Some
we got,
other
like,
heroes.
Musha, who's the number
We'll
9.
get to, you know what? We'll get to him because we got one more scene. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll do it.
So we we go to Hawks's mother's home. She lives in this like pretty nice like couple story like mansion almost. He calls out to his mom, but she's not there. He finds a note and he picks it up and he reads it, and it's from his mom saying there was a bunch of guys that like broke into their house, started threatening her, asking about their family history. And Best Jeanist and Hawks kind of pieced together like, oh, Dobby hired some guys and that's how he got the information about me. And she hightails it out of there. She's not living in the house anymore. She's exiting Hawks's life.
Yeah.
From your friendly neighborhood bird mom.
At the end of the note, she just says, like, I'm proud of you, this and that. I'm sorry. Hawks kind of thinks about it and he's like, you know what? Safety Commission is gone. And my mother, who is like the one thing tethering me to my past, is gone now. I feel for the first time in my life very free, is what Hawks is thinking.
Yeah.
And he sort of feels like, in a way, becoming a hero was abandoning his mother. So it's kind of like, okay, now like there is no us anymore. I didn't abandon anyone, or I abandoned her, she abandoned me, so that tie is gone. Best Genius is like, all right, what's next? And Hawks takes his mask off because he's been wearing this like mask with speakers on it connected to his cell phone where he like types.
Which I really like how they adapted, because I was interested how they would do that in the anime, and I like the way they went with it.
I kind of wish it was like an actual text to speech bot.
It's got some of the delivery on it on the lines.
It has the delivery of it, so I don't mind it.
Now, is that Hawks's like actual voice doing like a text to speech voice, or is it?
I don't think it is. I think it's someone else.
It sounded a lot lighter, so I'm not
It
sure.
It doesn't really sound like him, to be honest. Watch you look it up, and I'm wrong.
Yeah, watch it be like, oh, there it is. We're done.
So he takes the mask off and he talks with his like actual voice. And bro sounds like this. Like he is fucked up from that last battle.
Dobby called him fried chicken and meant
he meant it. So Hawks is like, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go tell the people the truth. Like, yeah, my father was a villain. Yes, I killed twice. We're gonna help out Endeavor, and we're just gonna continue on. After that, we kind of move away from Hawks and Genist, and we get to see forgot his name, the cider boys,
the cider gang,
the cider gang.
Yeah,
fucking.
I'm Seltzer and the cider boys.
I was just like, oh hey, it's these dudes, and everybody else was like, who?
Yeah, I forgot about these.
Anyway, they're like robbing like a cafe or something.
Yeah.
And then not heroes, but just like regular everyday people with like hero support weapons just like start firing off on all cylinders.
Because now that there's less heroes, like civilians are taking it into their own hands to like fight off villains. But because they're not trained to do it, and also it's chaos. Like it's not regulated, and everything is like going to shit. So lots of people are getting hurt from it.
Or dying. Like
They're
straight up.
dying, yeah.
You're standing up for yourself. Bad. Oh no, a lot of bad.
Yeah.
And apparently it's been happening almost every day across the entire country. Like people are just killing each other, trying to fight off the prison breakers.
And my goat Wash just can't handle
Yeah,
it.
Wash is there.
There's so much emotional turmoil within Wash, bro.
Yeah, Wash shows up and he's like, I'm here to help. And he's like, you were fucking late. What the hell's wrong? They're like throwing cans at him.
Yeah.
And then the next scene after this makes me upset. We were talking about how, small time heroes, I can maybe understand quitting. But the samurai hero guy, what was his name?
Yoroi Musha.
He's the number 9 hero.
Master Roshi looking ass. Number 9 in the top 10 decides, you know what, being a hero isn't popular anymore and my career is over, so then I'm just gonna quit. Now is not the time, brother. Now is not the time to retire.
I think my man hit one Nomu with a sword, and that was anime only, and then he did nothing else for the rest of the series.
He's like, I'm done. I mean, you have to think about it like this, where it's like it's not good, but also like heroes are facing a lot of scrutiny right now. Like people's faith in them are like diminishing. So I guess for a lot of people, it's just like, well, people don't fucking like me anymore.
It said something like older heroes like him, they usually just kind of ride off of their past popularity and don't really aren't really active that much outside of publicity. So like, what an asshole, I guess.
What an asshole!
Thanks for nothing.
So after that,
we see Stain real quick. Yeah,
we see Stain very quickly.
Which was very cool.
Was he grabbing his stuff from like a Stain exhibit in a museum?
Stain is so cool.
I imagine.
Because it was like,
because there's weapons on the wall and
like, where did he go?
Did somebody get Stain's sword and then like put it to a pawn shop?
They were like, yes. I'm gonna
That
get
would
so
be
much
pretty
money
funny.
from this.
That'd be pretty funny, dude.
After we see Stain, we go to the hospital once again, and
Featuring
Endeavor
Dr. Toad from the
featuring
Mario
Dr.
Brothers
Toad,
series.
Yeah, Dr.
the
Toad was there.
mushroom man. And he's talking to Endeavor, and he's like, you know, because there's crowds of people still outside of the hospital, and they're demanding to see Endeavor. They're demanding answers for everything that has happened. And the Dr. Toad guy is pretty cool. He's like, no matter what they say, man, I still believe that you can pull through.
Yeah, man, you got it, bro.
I want to mention the area that Endeavor is at is a very good area for him to get sniped.
Yeah, he's like right at a window.
Oh, you're right though.
'Cause
If someone really wanted to, they could just fucking assassinate him. Just kill him.
Yeah, he's literally like right at the window near a big crowd.
Unless those are bulletproof.
Not the ENT assassination.
Yeah,
I feel like because his room is giant.
it
He
is.
could have
Yeah.
been in the other corner away from the window. He
Yeah.
didn't have to see this. He didn't have to be in sniping distance.
Nah, they put him near there so they could make him see the angry mob outside.
Yeah, no. The Dr. Rosalina pushed the bed over just to be like, look what you
Dr.
did. Look what you did.
But
It's your fault.
after the doctor leaves, Endeavor has a moment to himself, and he's like laying back in his chair, or his operating chair. He
Yeah.
like leans it down, and he's thinking back to everything that Dobby revealed. He's thinking back to the fact that Toya is alive. He's thinking that it's just like when I encountered him, it was just like the time when Natsuo was in danger. I couldn't move. I couldn't move when Shoto was in danger from Toya. I can't do this. I can't fight my son.
All his greatest fears came back to the surface, and all of that unknown time without closure is just hitting him like a truck.
Yeah.
Finally, just after years of just trying to move past it,
It's all coming back.
and he says like a really good line where he says something along the lines of like, I might have survived the battle, but the hero Endeavor is dead. And you cut to him just crying his eyes out. And then we see a really silly looking drawing of Shoto's reaction to his father crying. And he slams the door, and Endeavor just shouts out his iconic Shoto!
And all his family like, oh god. And Natsu's
And
like,
then-
why the fuck are you crying, you
Yeah,
bitch?
why are you crying? And
Get over it. We didn't ask.
and what's really like sad about Endeavor crying is that he can't stop. He's like trying, even though the family's here, it's still coming out. And it's like all of his guilt and just regrets just manifesting.
If he like even then them probably being there made it worse. Just
Yeah.
for him just seeing that right in front of him.
Meanwhile, Natsuo is just like, wah. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to fucking hear it. And
I-
then what?
I don't like seeing Endeavor crying.
No, I don't like it either.
I kind of don't either. Like, I'm so conflicted on it, to be honest.
He's such
'cause
a
I'm-
like complicated character, but like bro, I love Engie. So seeing that was like, God, you really like genuinely from the bottom of your heart, there's this
yeah,
sorrow.
that's like that's genuine
Yeah.
pain. Because on one hand, I'm
Yes.
just like, like, I mean, we can talk about it later.
He's always- Yeah, because he's always been like a brick. He just doesn't
an
budge
emotional
at all.
brick.
But now we finally get to see him like.
And then
break.
he really breaks when he sees Ray come in, and
Yeah.
she's here, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "We need to talk."
Right. He asks her like, or I think actually no, that's next episode. So but before we get into that, this episode was the hellish Todoroki family for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of hell.
There's because this episode adapts, I think it adapts 2 chapters, and I feel like the episode title should have been the whatever the chapter was with Hawks's backstory, because it was the majority of the episode.
It's called Like Those Tragic Tales.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That's a title that kind of means nothing. So
Yeah.
I guess maybe they chose the right one? Question mark.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I guess like those tragic tales could be like his backstory,
Mm-hmm. Well,
but
with Hawks, like from the fucking deleted from our accidentally
Lost
lost media.
UA
Lost
Anime Club
media.
media, yeah.
I brought up that Hawks is kind of like an interesting gray character.
yeah,
He's not exactly a obviously not a villain, but he's also like not the most heroic guy either.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is very great. He's like, I just think like even like his backstory is interesting. He as a character is interesting because like he really like he just does what he feels he has to do in these moments, even if it is like something that is morally, not great.
in a
Yeah.
way, I feel like because he was picked up by the public safety, that he was sort of conditioned to. Well, obviously, he was conditioned to be like fulfill the mission, do whatever it takes. But like, I feel like if that, which sucks, right? Because he was like what, a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he wasn't put into that, he would be way more like. I feel like he would, I feel like in a way the Public Safety Commission sort of glued together what would have been a very broken person.
Oh
if he
yeah.
grew,
Like
Yeah.
these very harsh circumstances and like violent acts were so normal to him in his own household that he just kind of took it and it was surface value that he didn't
Mhm.
really connect the moral or emotional ramifications of it. It was just everyday life. So
Yeah.
seeing the commission kind of put him through that, it's probably how he was able to get through it so like calculated and deadpan because it's just this is the norm. It's just now it's being siphoned in a productive way, which is
Yeah,
really
it's
sad.
in a way it's in a way where it's like, he's not a villain, like he's a hero. He's putting it to good use, I guess. But yeah, I think what was interesting too was like, because I feel like a lot like there are characters in My Hero who kind of have similar upbringings, or just like you just see characters who like they don't like heroes and they have this sort of idea where it's like heroes won't come to save me or anything. But when his dad got taken away because Endeavor caught him, that was kind of like, well, one, that was the moment for him to be like, wow, like heroes aren't just like these figures, like these people I see on TV. Like these are actual like people who can affect lives and stuff. Like that's kind of the
Yeah.
moment for him. But it was also the moment for him where he like, because I feel like any other person, they could have easily been like, fuck heroes, they fucked my life up, they took my dad away. But like
Yeah.
it was also just like, obviously he didn't fucking like his position. He just didn't think that it was a possibility that he would be saved,
He
I
didn't
guess.
necessarily like his parents that much either.
Yeah.
He just like, as he said, was just waiting to grow up so he could leave. Like that's all
Yeah.
he wanted.
That's literally he's never been like a squeaky clean UA kid like a lot of the
No.
other characters were growing up. He was just
Yeah.
All Might to him was like a cartoon character.
Yeah, basically.
It just kind of
He-
showed up. And even in Pro Hero, he's like, I've never been an All Might fanboy or anything like that. But when Engie showed up, did a real lasting change in his life specifically, it was like, wow.
Mhm.
Completely
crazy.
indirectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like indirectly. It's just so weird. It's like not that it's like a direct parallel to Deku, but just like
It is kind of though, because like I feel like Endeavor is Hawks's it's
All
his
Might.
All Might.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just this was like taking that like glorified kind of commercialized image, that glorious image All Might has, and being like, that's cool, but like it's amazing that those things are out there, but they'll never really process it compared to this is a hero that I admire, that I watched, that saved me, indirectly or not, and that's that's amazing. I didn't think that would ever happen.
I think that despite how like kind of dark this episode is, I think it's really funny how what kickstarts or what becomes like the small domino that knocks over the larger ones in Hawks's like Endeavor fanboyisms is that his mom bought him the Endeavor plush because the All Might one was too expensive.
Too expensive.
Right.
It's like this one's good enough, right? It's like, yeah.
You'll
Okay.
be fine.
That scene was scary because they had to sneak out of the house while the dad was like away.
Fun fact, by the way, because they made like real life versions of those two plushie designs, and
Yeah.
you can still get the All Might one for like $30. Endeavor's like 100, so
Good God.
Oh no. It's the
reality
reverse
set
now.
in
See,
the
that's
reverse.
why she got that one, because Jesus.
Oh, she knew the market value would go
Yeah,
up.
she was like, I know what your future holds. That's what my eyes do. They see the future.
God, bro.
It's yeah, Hawks has kind of like grown, always been in that like he's always seen kind of the worst in humanity.
Mhm.
So the public like safety commission like did definitely like glue him, but he still kind of you could tell he still holds a lot of that like how would you say
That sort of very masked sort of pain.
yeah
the fact
Not
that
masked. Oh no,
like,
go ahead.
I was gonna say like the fact that Hawks is more of a name in his mind than Kago is even after all of that, even
Mm.
after Hawks itself is just a label, a marketing tool that they slapped onto him. It's like that is something he can actually take pride in
That's
doing
true.
good. It's like
yeah
that's
because
really cool.
he really he really doesn't have anything else like legit in his life. It's like now that his mother is gone, now it's just like the only thing he has is his name, Hawks.
Hawks would be, and this kind of ties back to the kind of beginning of my point.
Mm-hmm.
If Hawks did not join the Public Safety Commission, despite the horrible conditions that they provided for a small child, he would infinitely be worse if he had not joined. I feel like he would have been very like either just bitter and resentful. You know,
I
just
feel like
living
he
off on the
also could
street.
have thrown himself into danger, like, and got himself killed.
Oh
Like, because he had that amazing moment with like when he was a kid and saving all the like people in their cars like from dying. Sure,
Yeah.
that's one good incident. If he kept doing that recklessly as a child, he probably would have ended up getting himself killed.
Either
Yeah.
he would get himself killed, or what I was saying, he could have found someone else could have found him who would be way worse.
Oh, I wonder who.
Oh, I wonder who.
Your quirk is pretty awesome. Pretty sick, little boy. I will make
Oh,
you the
no.
greatest.
See, that's what would have happened if he didn't get picked up by the government. He would get picked up by fucking Mr. Ugly Ballsack over here.
Old nutsack face.
Nutsack.
That would have been way worse, because then he would have turned into a Shigaraki.
Right, and they're around the same age too, so yeah, it was. He'd be too busy with Shigaraki. at
Oh
that
yeah, he'd be
point.
kid collecting.
Like Pokemon.
I picked up all these children to fucking groom into fucking evil vessels.
You're like a psychic bird thing? That's pretty sick. Here, give me your power.
This would be perfect for Tomura.
I
What would
He's just-
Tomura look like with wings?
my God.
it's
mean-
the same.
I mean-
but he has wings.
I mean,
The
he'd just be
Lucifer-
Sephiroth then.
we
The
gotta.
Lucifer
Yeah.
parallels would be even stronger.
Oh my
He
god.
got pretty butterfly wings though. He
Yeah,
don't
they
got
keep
bird
they keep
wings.
they keep depicting him with like butterfly wings, like he's like a fucking about to hatch into a
Yeah.
beautiful.
Into a beautiful tool of destruction.
The monarch.
I did not like seeing Baby Hawks get like kicked in the back of the head by his father.
I didn't
Oh,
like seeing that
yeah,
either,
no.
dude.
No, that's
And-
where he learned to fly. He got kicked across the room.
Oh, it's just like when
No.
mama birds throw him out of the nest.
No.
Yeah, I don't like seeing children get hurt.
Yeah,
Mm.
we're kind of like trying to be upbeat about it, but no, it's very dark.
They,
Yeah.
they Hawks' backstory and home life was so bad that the entire color palette of the anime changed.
Yeah, that
the
one little
gen-
moment where it was like no shading, it kind of looked like fucking Devilman Crybaby. It was kind of cool. There's a recurring theme of like shitty dads in this fucking series, like Trev said, like at the beginning of the episode.
Mhm.
I know, just because I kept adding them to my collection of like, yes, he just like me
It's like
for real,
it's
for real.
like it's like shitty dad and like traumatized passive mother. Like
Yeah,
it just keeps happening.
the line you brought up before of just like the "don't tell your dad we're going out," like that was very real, and that
Yeah.
was very
Ugh.
like that hit really hard.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's a very like serious and real kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
think that's what Horikoshi does best with a lot of this drama is that despite the fact that it's like a superhero world where the main villain is like a living fucking thumb, the human drama and just the dark side of just normal people
Yeah.
is very just well constructed.
In a weekly Shonen Jump series like this, depictions of serious domestic abuse and violence and mental health could easily be oversimplified or done very, very poorly. But
Mhm.
My Hero
Yeah.
somehow manages to have enough nuance and care and proper depictions of it that don't feel glorified or simplified or just brushed away. They do it in a way that's very believable, and they do it in a way that's very real, to the point where they're not alienating people who have actually gone through these experiences. They can
Mm.
feel connected to them instead. And that's something I really value with these 2 episodes. Going into the next one. It like they do such a good job of handling it with grace and proper like depiction, and I will absolutely salute them for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey y'all, editor Seth coming in to let you know that the video got a little long during the recording session. It was around 3 hours, so we decided to split this one up. Yes, the conversation will continue in part 2, which should be up pretty soon. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in part 2.